My lord, my name is Naveed Ashik, appearing on the behalf of the appellant Mr. Jimmy Boyle, who was convicted by the Crown Court at Luton under the Misuse of Drug Act 1971. If it please the court, I would like to present the court with some factual background of the following case. This background is also stated below in my skeleton argument. After a 5-day trial at Luton Crown Court, jury produced a majority decision of 12 by 2 in favor of conviction. Judge Horace Holland conducted the trial. The jury was given instruction by Judge Holland. The judge's statement about the standard of proof, lack of regard of human right, and biased statement about possible sentence. The ground of appeal On the following grounds of appeal, the court is requested to overturn a previous decision. Misdirection by the judge when explaining standard of proof, prejudicial statement regarding sentencing and judicial bias, disregard for human rights, incorrect declaration of Section 1 sentencing, failure and address essential defense element, failure to instruct jury to disregard personal views. My lord, first misdirection by the judge when explaining standard of proof. The main thing which proceeded the appeal was standard of proof. His honor word, the degree of doubt one might certain when conducted crucial matter in your everyday dealing. Let the jury misunderstand the extent to which the procedure had to prove the guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. The above mentioned statement goes against fundamental principle of law such as those stated R versus Wellington 1935. This firmly impacted to the decision of the jury. My lord, my second prejudicial statement regarding sentencing and judicial bills bias. Highly biased informal comment from the judge regarding the proper punishment for those found guilty of crimes covered by the Misuse of Drug Act of 1971. When one declared his own personal opinion that punishment is deserved, potentially unjustly skew the jury decision. The view expressed in R versus Blackley 1948 raised doubts regarding judicial impartiality respect for the law. Therefore, the judge may be biased in the additional to showing a disrespect for fundamental laws. My lord, the third argument, disregard for human rights. Judge Wellington's statement for disregard for human rights and the significance of this attitude to the appellant legal burden. A fair trial is guaranteed on behalf of Human Rights Act 1998 and the European Convention, which is put at risk when hearing Judge Wellington. Those liberties, Porter versus Megal 2002 and Level versus Northern Spirit Limited 2003 are the cases which highlight how crucial it is to save judicial impartiality. My lord, incorrect declaration of Section 1 sentences. According to the Section 1 of the Misuse of Drug Act 1971, the Honorable Judge was favoring maximum sentence, a life sentence. My lord, the judge's previous statement may have influenced jury's decision unintentionally that they were aware of how to serve the possible sentence should be given the absence of intention needed by the section 1 of the statute. It is obvious that he shouldn't have been convicted under the part of the law. Therefore, I support raising the recommendation for sentencing that are part of the legal structure. My lord, failure to the address essential thrust of defense. The appeals claim that the final summary by His Honor Judge Horace Solon failed to the sufficiently address the main worries raised by the defendant. In this defense, Mr. Boyle stated that he had little understanding of probated material that were in the box he was accused of providing. It looks like a judge conclusion process failed to sufficiently tackle this important defense claim. My lord, I argue that that a significant procedural error that did not sufficiently address this crucial defense point may have improperly affected the jury decision for the appellant. My lord, rescheduled discretion of Court of Appeal, a vital aspect of the legal system which allows the court to use natural power to guarantee the justice is done to the appeal of court of leftover authority, because legal principle may not always exactly match the specific situation of each appeal. Rescheduled discretion gives the Court of Appeal the freedom to elevate cases on an individual basis. My lord, this flexibility gives the court the ability to take into account conditions other than the strict enhancement of the law, which promotes a fair and complicated approach to the execution of justice. My lord, it acts as safety net to correct the possibility injustice or situation where strict adherence to justice, it act as safety net to correct possible injustice or situation where strict adherence to the law could have the detrimental effect. My lord, thus the appeal of a remaining judgment highlight the court's concern to preserving justice, correcting mistake, and upholding the validity of the system of justice. My lord, failure to instruct jury to disregard personal views. My lord, furthermore, in this brief overview of the case, Judge Holland did not clearly warn the jury to disregard of his opinion. It is primarily the responsibility of judge to uphold the unbiased nature and fairness of criminal trial. We argue that a lack of a warning order regarding the judge individual views raises worries regarding potential effect on the jury decision and support the basis for an appeal. Furthermore, in his brief overview of this case, Judge Holland did not clearly warn the jury to disregard his opinion. My lord, In this case, this flexibility gives the court the ability to take into account conditions other than the strict enhancement of law, which promotes a fair, complicated approach to the execution of justice. In conclusion, I respectfully request that Jimmy Boyle's conviction to be overturned by the Court of Appeal in order to preserve the integrity and fairness of the criminal justice.